Have you ever wondered what it would be like to visit Central America or the Caribbean? Well, today you're going to learn about the cultures of this region. Today's objective: apply understandings of the elements of culture to the studies of modern world religions, such as art, music, religion, government, education, beliefs and customs in Central America and the Caribbean. So basically, we'll be talking about Central American and Caribbean cultures. But before we do that, let's review the locations of these countries. Central America and the Caribbean is a region situated between North America and South America. Here's a close-up of the Central American countries. Can you remember the 8 traits of culture? Let's review them now. Say them along with me as they appear on the screen. Government, daily life, history, economy, religion, the arts, language, and social groups. Take a look at these series of images that represent Central American culture. What traits of culture do you see that are represented in these pictures? What trait of culture do you think is being represented in this picture of young Guatemalan girls? Central American culture is defined by its history. The first inhabitants of Central America were the Native Americans. The Olmecs were the first civilization of Central America, followed by the Maya. There are still people of Maya ancestry that live in Central America. The orange on the map marks where the Maya civilization lived, which is mainly most of Guatemala, but some parts of Mexico and Belize. Central American culture has been greatly influenced by the Spanish, who conquered and colonized the region in the 1500s. Spanish conquistadors are responsible for virtually wiping out the native population of Central America, mainly through disease. Natives that survived were often enslaved. One way that Spanish conquistadors have influenced Central American culture is through language. Today, most Central American nations' official language is, yep, you guessed it, Spanish. The major religion of most Central American countries is Roman Catholic, which is a form of Christianity. This is another influence from the Spanish, who forced Native Americans to adopt Christianity. After many Central American nations gained independence from Spain, They suffered a lot of violent conflict and even in many countries civil war. However, today, most Central American nations have some form of a democracy. Unfortunately, democracy is a challenge in many nations, and many government officials accept bribes, making them corrupt. Another big problem in Central America is poverty, like the shanty towns seen in this picture.
Belizean culture is a unique blend of European, East Indian, North American, African, Mestizo, and Maya. The surrounding forest is a backdrop to Maya village life. The old ways still live on. The Maya in Belize continue to live as they have for hundreds of years, as traditional farmers and stewards of the land. They keep the ancient traditions alive through their music, dance, celebrations, and way of life. The Garifuna of Belize have uniquely fused an African and South American ancestry and given rise to a new and unique culture. In fact, the United Nations declared their culture as one of the masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. The Mennonites of Belize are easily identified by their plain clothing, shy manner, and work ethic. For the more traditional Mennonite communities, horse-drawn wagons are the preferred mode of transportation. Though some have relaxed their traditional dress and ways, many still live the simple life. In Belize, every day is a reason to celebrate, and Belizeans have no shortage of festivals and holidays. Carnival is an explosion of color and song. The Tour of Belize bike race draws teams from around the world. And the La Ruta Maya, a traditional 4-day canoe race in March down the beautiful Belize River, are but a few examples. As you travel on your journey around the countryside, the cultures, festivals, and celebrations of Belize will thrill your imagination and your spirit.
Oh, the food here is wonderful. The main dish in Costa Rica is called casado. Casado means married man. And that is because that's what you're supposed to get when you get married. On the same dish, on the same plate, you get the rice, the beans, potato, salad, fish, steak, or chicken. It's delicious. It's also very healthy for you because it's very well balanced. It got a little bit of everything and very tasty.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
Gracias. Ella es mi amiga.
María.
Do you want to see the house? I told you I have only one son.
The experience of a meal within the intimacy of a special family is a cultural highlight.
Okay, here is manteca. Manteca is like Jalisco. I think that you use
Very lovely, very warm family. It's a delight to be here.
There is a chicken soup.
Right, and we put the rice in first. It's like a gumbo. I think what this was, it's sort of potato.
Yucca.
Oh, this is yucca?
Yucca, along with many other root vegetables, are bedrock culinary staples throughout Latin America and the Caribbean.
Oh, it was so much fun. It's not things that we would eat at home, and all these root vegetables that we've never heard of. And it was lovely.
I want to say thank you for coming. For us, it's a pleasure to have you here. We try to do the best for you, and we hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for coming.
Very much.
Hello.
My husband, Milton.
Seeing how a family operates is really an important part of any country's culture. She's high school. Right, high school. Eight. Okay. She's tall.
We had chicken and rice and beans. The food was delicious.
Sweet papaya.
And then she chopped it up.
Dessert. Came home for dessert.
Nice to meet you.
of time, too fast to fold. Suddenly swallowed by signs, lo and behold, gonna rise up, find my direction magnetically. Gonna rise up, throw down my ace in the hole. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad world.
Nicaragua is a country rich in traditions and culture. Located in the heart of Central America, it is the ideal destination for people looking for something different and unique. Your experience when visiting Nicaragua will be unforgettable. You'll learn the customs and traditions of its indigenous ancestors, which are still present in the daily life of the Nicaraguan people, widely known for their charisma, kindness, and hospitality. In Nicaragua, there are many cities where you can enjoy the different handicrafts, music, food, and religious expressions. Masaya, located 27 kilometers south of the capital, is a place where thousands of years ago Durian tribes settled. It still remains a living example of the popular artisan traditions of those times. The majority of Nicaraguan folkloric dances originated here. These street performances depict the fusion of the two different cultures and the mixing of the Spanish conquerors and indigenous peoples. For this reason, Masaya is the self-proclaimed birthplace of Nicaraguan folklore. Here it's common to witness the weaving of traditional hammocks handmade by families who have converted their homes into quaint artisan workshops. Another popular attraction is the Old Town Hall, one of Nicaragua's oldest architectural structures. It has since been turned into an artisan market where you can find beautiful hammocks, leather goods, ceramics, handicrafts, semi-precious stones, and primitivist paintings. Should all this shopping make you hungry, don't hesitate to enjoy some delicious local dishes. Not far from Masaya are a series of small villages known as Los Pueblos Blancos. Before colonization, this area was inhabited by the Chorotega and Nagradanos tribes, and today these villages are still some of Nicaragua's most colorful, interestingly characterized by their great artistic talents and craftsmanship inherited from their ancestors. The most renowned town for its craftsmanship is San Juan de Oriente, which's main economic activity is the production and selling of ceramics. The creation of these ceramics, many of which portray pre-Columbian motifs, is a family tradition and passed on from generation to generation to encourage and preserve the cultural roots inherited by the Chorotega ancestors, who used to engrave their stories, landscapes, events, and mathematical points in the stone.
Nosotros estamos mostrando lo que hace miles y miles de años nuestros ancestros los legaron y que hoy lo estamos demostrando al mundo, al turista, para que venga a darse cuenta de la belleza, de las riquezas que posee Nicaragua.
In a small family-owned workshop, artisans mold and paint clay creatively. It is also common to find people making bamboo baskets in their own back patios. Granada, also known as La Gran Sultana, was founded in 1524 by Francisco Hernandez de Córdoba. As the oldest city in Nicaragua, Granada is a destination one must see, especially for those interested in discovering its rich history, beautiful colonial architecture, and old monuments that give the city a particular feel for times long past. Like most colonial cities in Latin America, the city center is comprised of a central park surrounded by the town's grandest and most important buildings. Granada's Central Park acts as both the main meeting point for the locals and a great place for tourists to find local handicrafts, traditional food, and lively music. One of the best ways to acquaint yourself with the city is by taking a long stroll through its vibrant streets and/or visit its many attractions by a horse-drawn carriage. One place you must visit is the Convento San Francisco. It is one of the city's oldest structures and is presently housing a museum filled with relics and photos of the past. Taking a tour through the convent, you will be fascinated by the city's complex history, including the impact of William Walker, who invaded the city in 1855, as well as the lives of the indigenous people who have long inhabited the area before the arrival of Columbus. The most impressive artifacts on display are a series of large pre-Columbian statues discovered on a nearby island named Zapatera. They're estimated to have been sculpted between 1800 and 1200 AD. Though it would suffice, the charm of Granada is not limited to the city center. Immediately to the east are the shores of the vast Lake Nicaragua, and just to the south is the towering peak of Mombacho volcano. Both offer a wide variety of options for outdoor enthusiasts. Another city equally recognized for its history is the colonial university town of León. Along with Granada, it's one of the most important cities in Nicaragua, and yet another place where culture and long-surviving traditions meet. Walking around its streets, you'll immediately encounter kind people seated outside the very homes that make León unique and full of charm. These single-story colonial homes are characterized by their thick adobe walls, detailed wood and ironwork, and red clay tiled roofs that give the city its personality. Within a short walking distance are numerous colonial churches that give the religious sentiment to its population. The greatest of these, and the most important in Nicaragua, is the Basílica Catedral de la Asunción. If its sheer magnitude doesn't captivate you enough, take a rooftop tour where you can enjoy the architecture and views, which surely will. Beside one of the towering columns of the main nave is the tomb of Nicaragua's greatest poet, Rubén Darío, as well as other great poets such as Salomón de la Selva, Alfonso Cortés, Miguel Larrinaga, and José de la Cruz Mena. Nicaragua has many places where you can see and experience its history, but Chinandega, a city located to the west of Managua, has a museum with the best exhibition of Chorotega artifacts. Some pre-Columbian pieces date far back as 500 BC. The island of Ometepe, located in the middle of Lake Nicaragua, is comprised of two uniquely different volcanoes by an isthmus and is considered to be one of the new wonders of the world. On the slopes of these volcanoes are many indigenous sanctuaries characterized by, among other things, the intricately chiseled petroglyphs that have been well maintained over the years. Through these petroglyphs, our indigenous ancestors expressed their ideas, religious beliefs, and knowledge of astrology through a variety of symbols, geometric forms, and human and animal forms. Differing from the majestic cities which finally illustrate the country's colonial past, the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua is a region where old indigenous traditions are still widely prevalent in today's daily life. Divided into two autonomous regions which nearly constitutes for 1/3 of the country's entire territory, this region has its own customs, as unique and as eclectic as the people who inhabit their small isolated villages, who come from Afro-Indigenous roots and ethnic groups such as Mosquitos, Ramas, Creoles, Jarifanos, and Mestizos. This part of the country was never formally occupied by the Spanish. However, the English did have strong presence, which helped create a region of multi-ethnic and multilingual peoples who speak English, Creole, Spanish, Mosquito, as well as other local dialects. Bluefields is the largest city on Nicaragua's Caribbean coast, and best known for exemplifying the local traditions. The best time to visit is in May, when all the different ethnicities come together to celebrate the beginning of the rainy season and convert the streets into a grand exhibition of colorful traditional dances. Pirelli Tours invites you to visit the Caribbean coast, Nicaragua, yet to be discovered.
We've all heard about the canal. Many of us have learned about the invasion. Some of us may even recall the ever so controversial School of the Americas. But in our opinion, what makes Panama so unique is its incredible richness of biodiversity. And by that, we mean not only Panama's environmental diversity, but also its societal diversity. Where else can you meet representatives of Greek, Arab, and Jewish communities one day? Visit slums that border high-rise development complexes the next, and spend the rest of the week checking out the famed Black Jesus statue in the Afro-descendant community, making sugarcane juice with an indigenous village, going deaf at a fabulously gay nightclub, attending church one morning with the same women who took you gambling the night before, taking a 1920s train ride along the canal with Israeli weekend goers, dining on traditional Chinese dim sum for breakfast, meditating at a Hindu temple, meandering through cobblestone streets and alleyways of the old colonial quarters, and strolling through a posh mall before heading to the rural countryside where electricity and cars are nowhere to be found, only to come back some days later and dance the night away to salsa and merengue while snacking on the best sweets and plantanos you've ever tasted. That is diversity. That was our cultural experience. Around the world in Panama in 10 days.